Hongshan Culture as the Origin of Chinese Civilization Part 5, The 5 Elements and Feng Shui. There have long been many so-called experts who claim that the Bagua 8 Trigrams was invented by King Wen of Zhou during the Western Zhou Dynasty, and some even say that the Bagua did not appear until the Eastern Han period. Today, this prehistoric Hongshan meteorite stone Taiji Bagua divine beast plaque is an artifact that serves as the best rebuttal to such claims. First of all, many people who study the 5 elements Wuxing still cannot clearly distinguish between the earlier Heaven Bagua Xiantian Bagua and the later Heaven Bagua Houtian Bagua. They mistakenly believe and even perpetuate the error that the later Heaven Bagua was created by King Wen of Zhou. In reality, large numbers of later Heaven Bagua-shaped artifacts from the Hongshan culture already exist. This particular Taiji Bagua divine beast plaque carved from meteorite stone demonstrates that the concepts of Taiji and Bagua already existed in the Hongshan period long before King Wen of Zhou. Furthermore, this Hongshan meteorite artifact, a composite set of 5 elements Bagua-shaped objects, was given to me by Vice President Liu of our Hong Kong Association for further study. The design contains 6 sun symbols, the largest one in the center, and the other 5 placed in the respective positions of the 5 elements. The central and largest sun represents the way of the sun Taiyangji Dao. The Dao divides into 2 forces yin and yang, and the Taiji Bagua further distributes into 8 positions, each with its corresponding opposing trigram. Once we understand this Bagua symbolism, we see that yin and yang are always paired in opposition, each having its counterpart. From this we come to realize that everything in the universe follows the principles of yin-yang generation and restraint. In different directions and with different trigrams, we grasp the meanings of heaven, earth, water, fire, wind, thunder, lake, and mountain, each representing different aspects of reality. Therefore, in royal and imperial tombs, in order both to prevent tomb robbers and to harmonize with the 5 elements for good Feng Shui to bless future generations, Feng Shui masters would design and install mechanisms based on these principles. At the same time, provisions had to be made so that the descendants, Feng Shui masters, and builders of the tomb could exit safely without triggering these mechanisms. Thus, tomb construction and defense systems were always determined according to the directions of the Taiji Bagua and the 5 elements. The Bagua represents a highly profound system of directional calculation. It was introduced to us by our prehistoric Hongshan ancestors, gifting the Chinese people with a supremely mysterious art of metaphysics and cosmology, something that ordinary commoners could never fully comprehend. Yet, national archaeological teams have committed a very fundamental error: they dismiss these matters as mere superstition. Arrogantly relying only on science, they refuse to learn or study the 5 elements and Feng Shui. Because emperors and rulers always desired auspicious Feng Shui sites to bless their descendants, they would hire renowned Feng Shui masters, rewarding them richly to travel widely in search of supreme burial grounds. In fact, the art of locating dragon vein Sunlong Diangsu requires mastery of Taiji Bagua, celestial constellations, and the flow of mountains and rivers. Highly skilled Feng Shui masters could identify prime sites based on both terrestrial and astronomical alignments. However, since many followed this same principle, by the time someone discovered a perfect site, it often turned out to have already been used centuries earlier as the tomb of a king or emperor. And since these Feng Shui masters were capable of finding such sites, they could also, in theory, locate tombs full of treasures. This is precisely why tomb raiding groups valued them so highly, calling them Mojinziao Ei Captain Touch Gold. These people not only inherited generations of tomb raiding experience but could also apply yin-yang Bagua knowledge to avoid traps and dig directly into the main chambers, looting all the relics inside. In contrast, the so-called national archaeological teams, who neither understood nor believed in Feng Shui, were utterly misguided. Digging aimlessly here and there, they failed to uncover significant finds. More often, tombs were only discovered accidentally during bridge or road construction, at which point archaeologists rushed to rescue them only to find that all the precious artifacts had already been stolen. This is why privately held antiques far surpass those in national museums by tenfold, even 100-fold. Thus, the antique market contains far more cultural relics than official collections, and many can even be seen openly sold in antique markets and street stalls. These items are passed off as modern imitations to conceal their true origins, blatantly displayed as handicrafts for sale. If you have the knowledge and discernment, you can buy genuine treasures. If not, you will be fooled like certain internet moderators such as those on Ren Nan Wang who take photos in antique markets, assume they've spotted fakes, and then lecture their forum members about how to identify them. For those of us with true expertise, such behavior is laughable. Today, I have explained the fifth important element, the five elements and Feng Shui, in a clear and simple way, showing that the five elements Taiji Bagua originated in the Hongshan culture. Hongshan culture is the true source of Chinese civilization, not, as some ignorant experts claim, from Inner Mongolia or Tibet, and certainly not from the absurd idea that Africans were the ancestors of the Chinese.